Hello, this is Roberto, an entrepreneur at Techademics, and today I'm going to show you how I create some nice images to place in Facebook ads. Okay, so first let's consider the product that I'd like to demonstrate, and let's say it's this little wiener dog pendant. So it's a little, it's a miniature Dachshund, looks like, yep. And I'd like to have a nice background instead of this white, plain looking background. Now, it doesn't look bad, but I think you would agree it would look better if this image was overlaid on top, of a nice looking background. Now, looking at this background here, it looks pretty classy. It looks nice. There's three variants, but you see what I mean? How it looks much better when it's against some other type of background other than just plain white. This looks okay here. Could it look better? Perhaps. But let's just assume that we take this product right here, this image, and that we want to do away with the background and lay it over something a little more bright, a little more fun than this black background. Okay. Again, this one looks kind of nice, but it could be improved. Okay. So the other thing you'll find too, where I'm going with all this, is that many products that you find in, for example, AliExpress that you want to source and feature as an item to promote, many of them come with just a blank background, like I showed you here, or maybe some awful, no, like maybe even a non-congruent background, something that just doesn't um, do the picture of the product any justice. Okay, and sometimes you'll have logos and trademarks and brand names and things across the picture or in the corner that you want to do. We're going to cover how to handle all those. So let's go back over here to Google and show you a background that I wish to select. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's talk about selecting the right image as well, one that we can legally use. So, as you know, some pictures you have to like buy the rights to use them. In this case, I don't want to spend any more money than I have to, right? So I can go over to Tools and then go to Usage Rights and select images that are labeled for reuse. And then now Google's going to show me all the images that are free for me to use in whichever way I desire. Okay? So let's say I wanted this one. It's selected. Right click on it and save it. I'm not going to go through saving it. I've already done that. But I just kind of assume that you know how to save images and different things onto your computer and then retrieve them later. Let's say I like that grassy one that I just showed you with little dandelions. Now what do? I can then maybe search for a different background from a different source if I wanted to, and then just and select the best one of the ones that I locate, and I can check Pexels.com for similar images and maybe choose one out of there instead. So I've already got this queued up. It says grass, okay, and it comes up with a whole bunch of different scenes that has grass in it. And for example, let's say I like this one here. Click on it, and it tells me it's a free download. That's real nice. Now, if there was a charge to use it, it would tell you. But that's one such place that you can go to. Another place is called unsplash.com. And here it tells you on the front page, free, do whatever you want with these high resolution photos. So if I search for grass, what's it come up with? Let's try something different here. Oops. We'll type in trees. Okay, so that whatever you type up there in the search bar ends up showing you down here. So there you go. Now you've got two, maybe three sources where you can get a picture for your background or for whatever you want. And as a side note, if you don't know how to edit photos and maybe you don't have access to Photoshop, you can go to gimp.org, and this is considered to be as close as you could get. At least one of the products. There's probably more, but this is one of the products that gets as close that could get you as close as you could possibly get to a paid version of Photoshop, for instance. So it's a great resource to have and learn how to use so you can edit your photos. Okay, so back at what we were doing is we were looking at selecting a background for this little doggy pendant, and I was going to use this image here, so I've already saved that image just to speed up the process and showing you that you can go to a place called, a website called clippingmagic.com and import that product onto this page. We'll do that now to demonstrate real fast. Assuming my computer works fast, so it'll get there, just hang tight. And as a side note, while this loads up, if you're using a Shopify app and you're importing products into the Shopify app, you can in fact use Clipping Magic within. So when you find those images in Shopify app as you're doing your, as you're importing them, you can, somewhere in the little image, there'll be some buttons up across the top here. Again, this is a Shopify app where if you're using that product, you'll locate the images, and I think one of the buttons there is called Advanced Editing or something to that effect, but it will offer up a certain number of credits. I don't remember how many, but it'll allow you to use the same functions as you can if you went directly to clippingmagic.com. Okay, so as a matter of fact, I do believe that clippingmagic.com and Shopify have partnered, and they offer X number of times that you can edit image in there from within Shopify. But this particular website, Clipping Magic, I've had it for so long I don't recall if there's a free version, but I just subscribe to it because it's important enough to me to be able to use it all the time without worrying about using too many credits and exhausting my credits. So here is real easy. I just use my scrolling wheel to zoom in and zoom out. That's one of the functions that you can do as you start editing this picture. And the whole idea here is that we're going to remove the background image and just keep the product. Okay, so here on the left we have, and on the right we have the same image, but as I start to make edits, which I only use the red and green button here, the results show on the right side of the screen. Okay, so I'm merely just putting dots on the colors that I wish to preserve. Okay, you don't have to go too crazy. Some people do dots like I did there, or sometimes you just do a little swipe. Okay, and then I take the red and I do a click here, a click there, just in a few spots here. And this essentially I'm telling the program that, hey, I don't want those darker colors that I'm clicking on, but keep any color that matches whatever I have touched with green. Okay, so it's not entirely perfect little software program in that you still have to go in and do some fine tuning, and I'll demonstrate what that means. So here as I zoom in on the doggy nose here, you can see that the border that is here, the yellow border, it's saying that it's not capturing all the colors that I wish to capture. So here I'm just kind of using the green to push out that border out to preserve more of the color that I wish to keep. See, and if you do a mistake, for example, if you do a little bit too much that way, and you're like, whoa, that's a little much, then just go back to the red dot, and place the red dot in strategic locations to indicate that you want that border pushed back down to the colors you wish to preserve. Okay, so that's the essence of this program. And what I'm going to do is really quick here, just tell the program that I don't want this middle part. So I do this here, it ought to recognize that I'm primarily interested in keeping the gold colors, and if I was really going to work on this for any more time, I'd zoom in and just be a little more particular about getting those lines, those borders pushed back out a little bit. But for the sake of showing you, that's essentially how it works. You can work with the details later. So you see here on the right that there's a little bit of work left to be done because the border here I inadvertently pushed that out too far. So I'll just bring it back here, and it seems to correct at least good enough for this presentation. I'm going to zoom out, and let's say that I want to keep that. So I've already downloaded it by clicking the download button and saved it. Then I can go over here to Canva, and that's canva.com. Okay, you may have heard of this program. It's great. So here it gives me different options to use depending on the task at hand. So if I'm wanting to post a social media post, I can use this um, template, or Facebook post right here, which is what we're going to be doing. I've used it to create logos. If you're in the business of creating a presentation or some other task, then just kind of peruse the program and see what works best for you. So here I'm going to show you an example of another feature that Canva has. If you go over to Elements and you pick on Grids, you can scroll all the way to nearly the bottom of this list and pick out this 5 by 5 square here. Okay, so it's 5 across and 5 down. That's why I'm calling it a 5 by 5. And that grid pattern is the size just that you would use for your Facebook ad post. Okay, so you have two choices. You can pick either this one here that says Facebook post, or you can use the grids and arrive at the same size needed. Okay, and here I'm just showing you some examples that I've created for you, so you can see you can pull the picture over from Ollie and upload it. Right, you can upload it using this green button here, and it saves in a little library here. And then you bring it on over to this right side of the screen, and then you can add to it like I did with this text. Here I add images right over. I added text right over the image, and you can add little elements like circles and maybe put some verbiage in there to indicate free plus shipping or 65% off. This image here I thought was really nice. So, but I also like the idea that I could demonstrate with two smaller pictures in the corner here of how it looks if you insert the key into the heart and what it looks like when it's apart and this kind of thing. Okay, and you can add little some more words and little frames with captions and things. Here on this one, I thought that this would be a good idea for you by adding borders, a nice colorful border that kind of accentuates this picture, and then a little bar down here that says free shipping. Okay, and this is an example of how I took a product and I put it through Clipping Magic, where I took the background away, and now it's just a standalone image, just the product, and I laid it over on top of an opposing bright color. So now all focus is on this product and this product alone. And then there's an element here that I inserted of these like a bright red shining little red stripes emanating outward. So it looks kind of cool. I think it's more eye-catching than just the product by itself, or if the product was just set against a white background. Okay. And here I have some other demos that I've done up for you. As a matter of fact, I sold quite a bit of these watches, and I'd like to think that it was partly due to it was an eye-catching image. So by itself, I think it's eye-catching enough because it's different. It's what I think that would resonate with bikers. So I added elements of these little skulls to make it stand out, plus this little diamonds and a border. And all I did with this image here, in order to get it looking the same with the border here, I went to this button here that allows you to copy the image. It puts it down below it, and then you simply remove images or change the colors. But essentially, that's how I got it to look about the same with this border. And I don't know why this image is in there, but it's there, and it shows you that yes, this product here was set against a glossy background. And maybe I put this in here just to demonstrate how I took away the glossy background and I set it against a nice yellow there. Okay, and look at this watch. Sold a few of these too, and I think it has to do with. I like to think that it had something to do with the way it looks on this image as well. This dark black, mostly dark black color of the watch, set against a nice sporty orange background, and even taking great detail to fill in those little holes of the watch band with the background color. So that worked out nicely. Here I took three images of the same ring, but they were at different angles, and I just put this against what I thought was an okay background there, and inserted this little design. Again, a lot of these designs were found either in here in these options that you have in Canva, or you can import images, transparent images from places like Google, for example. Okay, here's just another demo of what you can do. This product here, I thought it might be fitting to set against some nice, different, bright, varying colors of a sunset at a beach. And let's say that I wanted to work on another project here, another product that I wanted to feature on my Facebook advertising campaign. I could certainly go back out and open Canva again at a later time and search for the right size. But why do that when I've already started the process here? All I have to do is hit this button here that says copy this image. It puts it down here, and then I can delete elements of there or make it blank altogether. And then what I could do in this demo, go to my uploads, show you how you can. I've already saved this field that we started off with, a field of grass, lay it over like so. Then I'm going to do this here to expand it to cover up the entire white square. Okay, and then if I wanted to, remember that Clipping Magic product that we were working on? I saved this. I already uploaded it for the sake of moving this presentation along. And here it is. I uploaded it. I click on it. It drops it right in place there over the background that we selected. Okay, I can make it just a little bit bigger or just a little bit smaller. Okay, and I can rotate it a little bit if I thought that would be helpful. But you can get pretty creative. You can, again, add some words to this. But keep in mind that if you're going to add any kind of verbiage to this, any words, any captions, that you want to minimize just how much you cover up, because if it still holds true, Facebook favors very minimal text, okay? And they may not approve an ad if it has more than 20% of the image covered up with words and stuff like that. So I could be mistaken. Maybe they've changed the rules, but it's best. I do know for a fact that they favor images that do not have words or so many of them. Okay, if you make a boo-boo and you just kind of made a mistake, or you can always undo an action. Okay, so enough of that. I just want to show you real quickly other ways that you can capture images if you're having a hard time. Let's say this image here, it has a logo. Now let's say you wanted to capture this and use it and do something like either use the image by itself as a featured picture in your Facebook ad, or if you wanted to use it in Canva and give it a different background. Let's see, where am I going? Let's go to Jing, J-I-N-G. If you're a PC user, you can download. It's a free app. Just do a Google search for Jing, and you can use this little app. What it does is it allows you to trim away, capture whatever it is, however much or however little you desire of a certain image. So in this case, let's say I wanted to do away and not, have this image without the logo. I could do that and capture this here. There's a little save button here. Or if I want to redo my selection, I could do this. Let's say I want to capture the whole image. Now the problem with capturing the whole image is now I have this logo. So there are different software programs you can use to get rid of this and have it, you pick a color. I forget the name of the program, but in a sense you pick a color that you would like to turn this into. Like, for example, the background color sets against black, so it will allow you to pick the black background color and apply it to this, and then we'll kind of shade this out. But keep in mind, though, if you use one of these little snipping tools, speaking of snip, if you're a PC user, you can search for a snipping tool, and this should come up. There it is. Okay. So if I select that tool there, works just like Jing. So for PC users, you may not even have to download Jing, but it is an option. This works the same way. You essentially frame as much or as little as you desire of your picture, and then it allows you to save it. There's some minor editing tools here, but I won't go into that. Okay. The other thing you have to consider, though, is if you do one of these, clip away certain parts just so that you're not including a logo, is that whatever, however much you save, you just think that you might be saving, you might be not including elements that might be important to your campaign, to your advertising. Because if you were just to see this pendant, you might think that the necklace wasn't included, so things to consider. Okay, so I think that pretty much sums up how I use some of these tools to create a nice looking Facebook picture, a rather nice picture to use in my Facebook advertising campaign. And I hope you found it useful. And let's see here, let's go back here. Just to let you know that yes, once you complete your picture, you can download it. It's right here, you download it. But because I have so many others already in the queue there, that I've already done, this one's labeled as number 10. So just, you know, I would recommend just leaving it as a PNG file. Okay, and it says recommended. And here, just make sure you select the right picture to download. Okay, oops, I don't know what I did there. I kind of hit the wrong button, but let's say it's number 10 that I need. I'll hit download, and we're off to the races. All right then, well, I hope you found this useful again, and I wish you much success in generating good, captivating pictures for your Facebook advertising. Feel free to leave your comments and ask your questions. Just keep in mind that this group is very busy with thousands of members, and we do our best to get back at and approve the posts and get those questions handled for you. And stay plugged into this forum and continue to learn and apply, and we'll see you at the top. Take care now. Until next time.